So my name is Rick. I've been in the business for 15 plus years. And during my 15 plus years, I've seen big, massive growth happen one time before. And this is a second time. So that's why it's really, really exciting what's going on right now, is that right now there's incredible growth here that we've seen in the month, really just started recently. So really started in the month of March and really starting to explode in the months of April. So I'm not going to share too much besides that, but we want to learn from these people. What is going on? What are these? What are people doing, and how can we learn from the success? Right? What are the tips and advice that we can get from people, and how can we duplicate that within our teams? Right? So I'm first going to ask one of my great colleagues here. She is. I'm going to share the screen with you first here. And then, so here is a picture of myself. And then we got a great person here who has done extremely well, Haley. And she is a Ruby partner. In the month of April, she managed to sell 45 Lumi spas. But not only that, she's just a really incredible leader. And she's really a specialist when it comes to converting sales, creating sales, first of all, creating customers and having great loyal customers, but also converting them to brand affiliates. So, Haley, can I get you on the call, please?
Hi, Rick.
Hi.
Hello there. Hi.
Just take it away. Share your story with us.
Okay. Fab. Okay. So my name's Haley Ledbetter. From Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of Newcastle, and I'm a mummy. I've got two little boys. One's 5 and one is 1.5. And you might be able to hear her in the background there, refusing to go to sleep tonight. And I've actually been with the company now for 2 years this month. I was on maternity leave with my second little boy at the time when I come across the opportunity. I do have experience in the network marketing industry. Absolutely love the industry. I was with a previous company, had a really successful business. I started that in 2015 when I was on maternity leave with my first little boy, and didn't have any sales experience, didn't have any experience in the network marketing industry, really didn't know what that was at all. But I was approached by somebody who asked me, if I would benefit from an extra £200 a month and be able to do that from home. And obviously I was a new mummy and I was absolutely interested. So my business went from there. I was able to build a fabulous business. But what happened was a lot of the products were taken away that I loved working with. So makeup and skincare. So I found myself at a horrible, situation where I thought, oh my God, what is it that I need to do? And, I felt a little bit unhappy. So I started looking at different things. Could I go to college? And sorry about the noise there, Brody's a bit upset. I thought, what do I need to do? Do I need to train to be a beautician or something? And everything that I looked at meant that I had to be away from my family. And that's when, I really realised I want to be in network marketing for the rest of my life because this is the industry that I want to be in. So I came across New Skin through the products and, had a look at the compensation plan, the business presentation, just fell in love with the products instantly. And, the rest is history. Got started, had really, really quickly built up my customer base, my team, and I've just had so much success because I'm so passionate about the products and, I really do love sharing the products with everybody. So fast forward 2 years, obviously, like you said, we're in this crazy wave at the moment with Lumi spas in particular. But, what I will say is that I've been consistent with Lumi spa sales probably since June last year. Well, no, sorry, before June. So in June 2019, when we had that sale and I sold 50 Lumi spas, that was when I really realised, oh my God, there's something massive in this. And just from there, I've obviously continued with the daily exposures. It doesn't feel like a year. My God, actually, no, it doesn't feel like a year. So since June last year, I've been consistent with the Lumi spas, and obviously last month March, April, and then obviously this month, it has just exploded. And I do feel really passionate about bringing people into the business through the Lumi Spa, because it's something, again, that I'm really passionate about and I'm really confident talking about it. I'm more confident selling a Lumi Spa than I am some of like the smaller products, the cheaper products. You know, I'd rather sell that and talk about that till, you know what I mean? And I think the way I convert my customers into brand athletes is that I kind of take them around around a customer cycle almost. So my first intention is always, you know, sharing the business side behind the product, and I'm quite direct when I approach people about the opportunity, but I'm not afraid to go in with the product first of all. And I know some people, you know, say, you know, always start with the business, and then if they say no, the business, you can fall back onto the product. And yes, that is amazing, but I feel so passionate about the product. I see that as the biggest tool to get started in the business anyway, so I don't mind going in with that first, if that makes sense. So yeah, share the Lumi Spa, get them into the Lumi Spa, and then kind of, like I said, take them around the customer cycle of popping a post up on their Facebook to say like, oh my god, I'm so excited to get my Lumi Spa, or oh my god, like my Lumi Spa's just arrived, can't wait to use this. And that exposes the Lumi Spa to that customer's network straight away. And then when they get likes and comments, I always go back to the customer straight away and say, you know, all these people are asking about the Lumi Spa, these could be your customers. And if it's a no, that's fine. I don't bombard people. I don't like pressure them. I'm quite comfortable with all of the no's, because I know eventually they will turn into yeses. And then from there, I ask them to then pop a post in my beauty group to say, you know, they've started using the Lumi Spa and what their first, you know, reaction is about the Lumi Spa. And what that does is that edifies what I've been telling everybody about the Lumi Spa in my beauty group. And my beauty group is like my baby. It's like where everything is. It's where I, you know, give multiple exposures about the product, and I know people will all eventually buy the product because of the exposures in my beauty group. And then from there, obviously the customer starts to use the product, they get the before and after photographs, as you know, always ask them to do the before photo, start building up their own little journey of using the product, and then again ask them to share it on their personal Facebook, asking them to share it in my beauty group. And when people share their before and after photographs in my beauty group, what happens is other people see that post who might be friends with that person, and that, you know, seals the deal a lot of the time, because that they're hearing it from their friend, if that makes sense. And again, you go back to that person and say, oh my god, like, look what you've just done. You've actually just recommended a product to someone, and that person now wants this product. Like, this is how the business is run. Like, that's as simple as the business is. And I think I just reassure them that they're actually already doing the business, which they are. And that's why I love my team being customers first, because they come into the business and they already know what they expect, because they see what I'm doing in my beauty group, and it's kind of already gave them like a little taster. And then, because New Skin is just the most incredible company and constantly giving us amazing tools to work with, the incentive that obviously was running last month, that is just genius, because you're able to go to your customer and say, look, I know you're loving your Lumi Spa. What about if I told you you could recommend this product to 4 friends, and you would actually get all of these products for free next month? And when I say that to people, they're like, oh my god, that's amazing. Like, what do I need to do? So again, it's just really, really simple stuff, and it's just using the tools that, you know, New Skin are giving you, really. And, you know, right now is the best time to do it. So one of the girls who joined the business last month and hit executive last month as well, Joanna, I've actually been sharing the business with her for probably the 2 years. She's been using the product. She owns a salon, and she's always, you know, loved the products, always loved what I've done and been dead supportive, but she's never actually, you know, had the time in her head to sit down and look at it. But because of the circumstances right now, what we really need to take full advantage of, she's been able to look at the business behind the product. She already knew she loved the product and she recommended it to people, but she wasn't actively doing the business. And now she is, and now she's, you know, built up an incredible customer base. I've built a team, and that is purely because she was already using the products and she already had that passion there. And she was already in my beauty group, seeing all of the excitement. And I just think, if you're sincere and you actually have the right intention, when sharing the business. So I genuinely wanted to help Joanna. This is just one example. So Joanna owns her own salon. I know through the circumstances she can't, work at the moment. So I knew that was an opportunity for her to get involved with the business right now, because she had the time to look at it, and she had the brain space, if you like, to take it all in. And now when our salon opened, she's got a full new range to complement what she's already doing in our successful business. And I think it is just about building relationships with people and being sincere and just really working with the tools that the company are giving you, really, and that is, the Lumi Spa, and leveraging off the incredible promotions that are going. And that is probably all I have to say.
Amazing. Just one or two quick follow-up questions. So you would say now is a great time to follow up with all kinds of beauty professionals, beauty salon owners, beauty therapists, especially because of the situation we're in. Is that correct?
Yeah, so I've actually quite a lot of girls joined who are lash technicians, nail technicians, and obviously Joanna, she's brow technician. And it's just, really going back to your who do you know list and thinking about, who is it that I know and who can I help right now? And that is a lot of people that I've been reaching out to, and just being really sincere and having the right intentions and saying, look, I understand, like, the situation you're in right now. My husband's self-employed, and I know that he can't work right now, and you must be feeling it too. Are you open to taking a look at what I'm doing? I know it's not been right in the past, but is it a better time now? And even if it is a no, they're watching your stories, they're in your beauty group, and they're seeing all of the exposures. And once you start celebrating other people's success, they will eventually come through and say, actually, I do want to take a look at it. So it is just about going right back to the beginning, because it's almost like everyone's starting the business right now again. And I think, like, go right back to the beginning, think about who do you actually know, go through that who do you know list, and connect with everybody again, and tell them about what is happening right now and all of the incredible tools that they have to work with, and your success, really.
Yeah. Just a final question, Haley, and thank you so much for sharing here. And if you guys just notice what Haley said here, she used a feel, felt, found when relating to people in this situation of the corona situation. And that's really a powerful way that she has a soft approach to build a relationship. I understand how you feel. My husband feels the same way. He's got the same experience. But, I've actually found through my business that we're doing very well. Would you be open to taking a look? Great advice, Sarah Haley. Can you just really, okay, let's now talk about your 45 Lumi Spas and all the stuff you've been doing in terms of that. What do you, like, just in a nutshell, what are your top, 3 tips, for people, you're watching this, how can they maybe do that, and maybe they haven't participated in that? What are some of your top 3-4 tips?
So be consistent is absolutely number one. So touch your business every single day. It would be an absolute sin not to do something for your business on a daily basis. And the type of activity I'm talking about is being active in your beauty group, sharing testimonials, sharing little facts and stories, and comments from your customers and everything, and demos all of the time. But then also doing polls every day on your stories on Facebook and Instagram. And again, if that person says no, connect with them still and invite them into your beauty group, because it's not just about what happens right there. It's about the future exposures which will result in the sale. And probably the most important one is make sure whatever you're doing is duplicatable, and lead your team, and don't ask your team to do something that you won't do. So I never ask my team to do something if I know that I can't do it that day, or if I know it's not an intention to do it. So I'll do an activity and say, oh my god, look, this really works, let's all do it. And that's what we kind of all do. And I just feel really confident in getting people started, because I just keep it really, really simple, and make sure that the products, at the end of the day, if you don't love the product and you don't use the product, how can you bring people into the business? Because that is what they need to work with. So it's just about making it simple for people when they're joining, and really keeping that focus on a handful of products. Like, don't overwhelm people with too many products. And obviously the Lumi Spa is one that they need to focus on, and just really help them get started by giving them all of the content and tools that they need to get those sales. Like, I've got people who are joining and selling a Lumi Spa the next day, and it's because I'm giving them everything they need. So that person looking at that information, they don't know that they've just started, because they're using just as good stuff that I'm using, and they're speaking with just as much confidence, because I'm literally holding their hand to get them started. And that's what people need when they're starting the business. They need to be, really, really, like, the hand needs to be held. And I always do ask myself the question, how did I feel when I started? Like, I remember there was so many things that I didn't understand, and I was scared to ask. So I always make sure that I'm relatable in terms of new people getting started. So probably consistency, duplicatable, and then
simplicity. Consistency.
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Yeah. Thank you so much, Haley. We'd love to hear more from you, but we need to move on, and we have another person. So thank you so much, Haley. Congratulations on your success as well. So now we got another person who's also done really well here in this last month. Can I hear from Mr. Tom Banghard? Are you there? There's Tom. Okay. See if we can unmute Tom here. There we go. Tom, are you there? There we go.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes. First of all, well done. Tom here is a seasoned veteran. He's been doing the business but something happened last month. That Tom, maybe his strength is not the skill. But you sold 9 Lumi Spa.
9 Lumi kits, and one actually came through on the morning after month end. So 10 in total.
Well done. So tell us how did that happen? Tell us your background within the business. How you've been doing the business, and then how did that?
Cool. So I've been in the business for 6 years. My background was actually in engineering. Had a fairly good job, earned good money, but had no time and a lot of stress. So I was looking for something different, and that's when I got approached about Nu Skin, and I just saw this as like my golden ticket to freedom, if you like. I just saw this as my ticket to freedom in the future. So I jumped in, and after 2 years, I was able to leave my job. And now for the last 4 years, Nu Skin's all I've been doing. It's just been amazing. It's just such an amazing experience. But obviously, as Rick said, like, my strength is not sales. Like that's the last thing on the list of skills in this business that I'm very good at. That's my strength. So, but I watched all of these amazing ladies in the UK, especially, just go crazy with the Lumi Spa, really the last 2 months. And I just thought to myself, you know what, I need to give this a go as well, because the energy's there. Everyone's talking about it in the UK. Everyone's promoting the Lumi Spa. And I just thought to myself, wow, this is something that I can maybe capitalize on. I was really lucky a few years ago that we kind of had this massive boom with the toothpaste, and I was a part of that, right? But the toothpaste wasn't very credible, like we got so much stick for that. I got so much stick for that. And it wasn't an overly credible product, right? And I didn't really enjoy promoting a toothpaste and a mud mask and the lip glosses. Although I did it, I didn't really enjoy it. But the Lumi Spa is so credible. It's got so much credibility behind it. And I just thought to myself, that's a product that I don't mind talking about. I don't mind being known as a Lumi Spa seller. I didn't really like being called a toothpaste lady, but a Lumi Spa seller, call me that all day, every day. So I was watching them, what they were doing, learning what these amazing women were doing, and decided to give it a go myself. So as of like the 7th of April, I just said, right, I'm going to be consistent every day, posting about it, doing exactly what all the other girls are doing, and that's really what happened. I just started getting inquiries, and then I got my first sale, and it gave me the belief, oh wow, I can actually do this. And then the second sale came, and it just kept coming and coming. Now, what the interesting thing for me was that in total, I sold like 10 kits and 3 Lumi Spas, so about 13 Lumi Spas to people in April. But what the interesting thing was, 10 out of the 13 sales were to people that I know that live in the town where I grew up in. Now, 9 out of 10 of those people had never bought a product of me ever before, and I don't think they've even used a new skin product before. So after all these years of me promoting different products, none of them have ever bought anything off of me. But I start promoting the Lumi Spa, and they come flocking in, and I was just like, wow, this is my way to tap into my warm contacts, because I haven't really been able to do it with the products before or the business before. So I thought maybe this is my in. And one of the people especially, I spoke to her and her husband about the business many years ago, about 4 years ago, and it wasn't for them at the time. She's a beauty therapist, and he's very entrepreneurial. But even she was inquiring all month, saying, I want the Lumi Spa, I want the Lumi Spa, I want the Lumi Spa. And I knew eventually she was going to bite, because she kept seeing my posts, all the different stories, and she kept replying to them. And then in the end, she was just like, give me your bank details, I'm going to send you the money now, right? But she bought the Lumi Spa, she got it delivered to her house, she posted it on her stories, just saying, thank you for the Lumi Spa, tagged me in it, and she had about 5 messages from other people that I know saying, let me know how you got on with it, I've been thinking about buying it. And that just showed me that people are getting exposed to this product constantly now, and people are more likely to go back and buy from someone they know rather than someone they don't know. So that by that girl putting that on her story and tapping into her warm network that know me as well, that will know of me, the chances of them coming to me and me getting more sales has greatly increased. So that's how it really come about. I've just been doing exactly what Hayley just said, being consistent, using not using other people's content, but watching what they're doing with their content and doing it myself. And I think that's paid off massively.
Amazing.
Amazing. I was just going to add what I worked out at the end of last month is that 1 in 4 inquiries that I had was a sale. So I had about 40 inquiries and 10 sales.
And did you sell to men or mainly women?
Well, now actually, it's pretty interesting. They were all women apart from 2. One guy that I know bought one each bought 2 packages each, one for each of his sisters. So he's the one who saw my stories and said, my sister's got really bad skin, could this help her? I said, yeah, I'm pretty sure it will help. And he said, great. And then he messaged me again 10 minutes later and said, now I have to buy my other sister one as well. But literally the one that came through on the 1st, the morning after month end, it was actually a guy in his 40s that I know really well. That's a bit of a hard man where I grew up, and he probably wouldn't tell anyone that he bought a Lumi Spa or used a Lumi Spa, but he bought one off me, and I was just a bit blown away, because I never in a million years thought this guy would be messaging me about a Lumi Spa.
Amazing. And Tom, can you just talk a little bit about converting these sales into these ADRs, or converting them to benefit?
Yeah, sure. So one of the great things about the Lumi Spa is, because it's a high value product, upselling to customers is going to be so much more easier. With the toothpaste, when we were selling crazy amounts of toothpaste, trying to take someone from a £10 product to a £20 product was challenging. Like they were like, oh no, I'm just happy with this £10 toothpaste, because maybe they can afford much more. With the Lumi Spa, people who buy Lumi Spa and use it, they know how amazing that product is. You tell them £50 for a chemical peel or £30 for a mud mask, they're not going to think twice, because they know how great the products are. But one thing that I've been really drumming into people, and I don't know if Haley mentioned it, I'm not sure if she did, is that if you're selling Lumi Spas, make sure that every sale you're selling them a toner at least with it. You know, if you're just selling a Lumi Spa package, we all know that if you're cleansing your face with Lumi Spa with anything, you should always use a toner afterwards. So one thing that I've been doing, if it's just a Lumi Spa, I've been saying to people, hey, do you use a toner as well? And most of the time, people are coming back saying no. And I say, look, I highly recommend using a toner after this Lumi Spa because it's going to help close your pores and take your skin back to its natural pH. And 2 of the 3 people that bought just the Lumi kit on its own, they bought a toner as well with it. Because, and I've upsold them a product now. So my goal is now, and this is something that I'm really trying to teach other people as well, is kind of like a 2-touch system where, you know, your Lumi Spa customers are going to come back to you for cleansers. More than likely going to come back to you for cleansers. Or if your follow-up is good, which I highly suggest it is, you're gonna get a repeat customer for a Lumi Spa. So what I recommend to do is sell them a cleanser back again the second time. See if you can upsell them a product or 2. And when they come back the second time, then I'm teaching people, talk to them about our loyalty program. You know, they're clearly really keen and really loving our products. So now see if you can talk to them about our loyalty program the second time they come back and convert them into an ADR, because you don't want to jump down people's throat the moment they come back and buy the cleanser and say, oh, you should go on our loyalty program, you can get this, you can get that. But maybe if you can take them from a Lumi Spa cleanser to a toner and a moisturizer, then eventually you can convert them into a loyal customer for our ADR.
Tom, we're running out of time here. As handsome as you are and as amazing as you are, we need to move on to somebody in your team.
Sure.
So if you just mute yourself, great.
No worries.
All right. Thank you, Tom, and congratulations. But there's somebody in Tom's team. Her name is Sophie Young. She's unfortunately not been able to get on the call today. But in the month of April, she managed, to sell, just wait for this, guys, 174 Lumi Spas. That's 174. The interesting thing is before this, she only sold 3 or 4 altogether. Okay? She went from selling 3 to 4 in total to 174 in 1 month. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about her tips and advice here. Sophie, amazing leader. She's a Ruby partner in the business. And her inspiration was from Sophie Westbrook. So Sophie Westbrook, also has been selling a lot and doing extremely well because she didn't really think it was totally possible. But then when she saw that Sophie was doing it, she was like, wait, this is possible. I can do it as well. So one of her advice is you need to shift your mindset. You need to shift your mindset. It's possible. It's people are doing it. I can do it too, and believe that you can do it. Then you have to commit and set a goal and set a plan and do it. And this is what we heard from both Haley and Tom. Use the strategy, use the formula. It works. Stay consistent with it, and you'll get the results. And she has a term. She calls it Lumi FOMO, right? And it's a fear of a missed opportunity. Okay, fear of a missed opportunity. Remember that, Lumi FOMO, right? Okay, so what you want to do is you want to create a buzz. You want to say to people, people coming back to you, you want to basically get them to say, oh my God, I give up. What is this Lumi thing right now, So they're like feeling like they're almost like missing out. You got this Lumi revolution going on, like this big buzz, like everybody wants it. Everybody's talking about it. Like, I want a piece of it too. That's what you want to create. To do that, she recommends to create a curiosity in the stories. So create a curiosity in the stories. Just like in the business, when we invite people to see the opportunity of the product, we want to get that curiosity to a nice level, right? So that they want to learn more. Because the business really, she says, happens in the DMs, right? So in the DMs, that's where really the deals are sealed, right? That's where the work is done. But to get to that, you need to create the curiosity. Like, what is this? Can you tell me more about it? Okay, because then they're interested. Of course, we can use polls to get the the people as well through the funnel. Okay, so she mentioned consistency. Consistency is hugely important. But at the same time, to have the balance in the stories, you need to keep your stories not just about the Lumi, but you need to talk about other things. You need to keep them engaging, interesting, so that people want to tune into your stories. And then, here's the Lumi section right here, a little bit about the Lumi, and then a little bit about the family, a little bit about something else. So to keep them engaging, really, really important. And so she says, you need to really show people not why they want to have a Lumi, but why they need a Lumi. And here she says you need to go in and compare the Lumi a little bit to some other devices and show some of these tricks. And one thing she says is key, a really key big thing, is the orange peel trick. And no matter what, you're not going to be able to wipe off all the dirt and the makeup off your face without the Lumi, but with the Lumi you can, right? And guys, here's the interesting thing is that what she did in the month of April, right, is that because, this was talked before here, Tom talked about it, Haley talked about it. This is the key. You want to penetrate the networks of your customers. So when you want them to post, obviously, about the Lumi, about them using the Lumi, and then they tag you in that post. And then they can create interest and curiosity within their networks. And when they have, customers and people buying from them and knocking on their door, that's when you can really get a continuity. And that's what's so important with this is the continuity. And that's why we want to focus today's call here on how do we convert the sales to brand affiliates? How do we convert the sales to long-term volume to ADRs? And so she created three LOIs off of this continuity and converting the customers and the sales to brand affiliates. So with that, guys, I just want to leave it at that. There's so much great advice here. Thank you so much, Sophie, Tom, and thank you, Haley. And each of one of them is coming from a different perspective. If Tom can do it, anyone can do it. Tom is an amazing leader. And if he can start, creating 10 Lumi Spa sales, as good looking as he is, wow, anybody can do it. So with that, I just want to say thank you guys, and Super Sunday call here. We're going to come out with more information about this and just take a lot of action right now. Right now is go time. Don't compare yourself to other people. There's other people moving really fast right now. Don't compare yourself too much, okay? Focus on what you need to do. Stay consistent. Have fun, okay? And there's room for everyone. There's space for everyone for having their growth. As long as you're doing your best, as long as you're growing as a person and doing better today than yesterday, you're doing better this week than last week. That's the main thing, okay? The last momentum, big growth we had, some people were comparing, right? So that's my advice. Don't compare. Just stick to the basics. Stay consistent. Work hard. Use the formula. Use the system, and do it your way, okay? And everyone here can win. If we create energy, we create a buzz. This is just the beginning, guys. I believe that this kind of momentum, if we keep it going here with the right training, with the right energy, with the right leadership, and with the right continuity, we can keep it going all this year and next year with the launch of the amazing AgeLock Boost, right? Because now we figured out how to sell the devices and how to turn them into business partners. So with that, thank you guys. Have a great evening. Have a great week. Let's rock it, May. Let's make it even better, guys. Let's go. Let's kill this. I'm so excited. I've never been so excited in my 15 years. So have a nice evening, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.